Hi everyone, and welcome to the Springtime65 Show, Cooking with Roland. I thought today we'd make Roland's easy to make meatloaf. Let's get started. These are the simple ingredients we'll be using for the meatloaf. 1 garlic clove, 10 saltine crackers, a little bit of onion, and about half of a bell pepper. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our 2 pounds of ground beef, salt, pepper. The next thing we're going to do is add our 2 eggs beaten. That's 2 eggs beaten. And we're going to crush 10 saltine crackers. Just break them up real good. Next, we're going to add our 1 garlic clove that's cut into little pieces. And we're going to add our half of bell pepper that's diced. And we have our a little bit of onions that I cut up also. And another ingredient we'll be using, I have a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. So we'll be using about 4 ounces of the tomato paste. Just put it in here. Then the next thing we'll be doing is we'll be mixing our meatloaf. All the ingredients we put into the bowl, we're going to be mixing it together. So just mix it real good. We're still mixing our hamburger meat real good. Wow, June 25th was a wild day. I was on the internet, on MySpace, and I was watching the news, and I found out that Farrah Fawcett had just passed away. Someone typed in that Michael Jackson passed away. So I was watching the news, and I was like, wow, 2 icons at one time. That was some day, huh? Do you remember where you were at and what you were doing? Okay. I've got the meatloaf and everything mixed in real good. The next thing we'll be doing is we're going to be making a loaf. I have a glass cooking dish, and I'm throwing it into the dish. Okay? We have our meatloaf in our dish. And now, we're going to make a loaf. Like a loaf of bread, but a loaf of meatloaf. Right now I have my oven heating at 400. Okay, we have our loaf right here, right? Okay, the next thing we're going to do is the remainder of paste that we have, we're going to spread it on our loaf. Just cover your loaf up with the remaining of the paste. See? It's pretty easy. Make sure your hands are clean too. Okay. That looks great. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cover our meatloaf with foil. Okay. Once again, for the meatloaf, I use 2 pounds of hamburger meat. I use some salt, some pepper, tomato paste, 10 saltine crackers, half a bell pepper, just dice them up. And I used a little bit of onion, 1 garlic clove, 2 eggs beaten, and just mix it all together. And once you do that, you make your loaf. Put it in your pan and cover it with foil. The next thing we're going to do is we'll be putting it in the oven for about an hour at 400 degrees. Whew, it's hot. And we'll set the timer for an hour. And I'll see you in 60 minutes. Okay everyone, we're going to go ahead and take out our meatloaf. I left it in for an hour and I took it out and I checked it and it needed a little bit more. So I left it in for 20 more minutes. So I left it in for an hour and 20 minutes. So now we're going to check our meatloaf. Alright? Oh, look! Okay. There. Can't wait to taste it. Wow, this looks great. I'm going to give you all a close look, all right? It looks wonderful. This meatloaf looks delicious. I can hardly wait to take a bite. Come on in a little closer and take a look. I won't bite. Alright, it's time to taste my meatloaf. I also made a plate also so I can show you at the end. You taste Roland's meatloaf. I love it. This is delicious. And it's pretty easy to make. I hope you enjoy. Bye people. So good. I served your plate with meatloaf, wild rice, macaroni, and a hot buttered bun. Enjoy people. Enjoy.